Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. My name is Ben Kelly. This is the Liverpool Development Watch. My job is to bring you updates on the loanees and youth sides associated with Liverpool Football Club. And let's just get right into it. We're going to start with the title, which is of course Loris Karius, who seems to be on his way to Besiktas on a 2-year loan. Obviously, I gave my opinion on this yesterday in the news show, in the live news show, so I'm not going to dwell on it for too long. I'm just going to give you the basic facts of that deal. It's not gone through yet, but there seems to be a 2-year deal on the way with an obligation to buy at the end. We're going to get 2.25 million as a loan fee. If he plays well, if he plays enough, particularly in Europe, at the end of the 2 years, we're going to get another 7.25 million, making it a 9.5 million pound fee for Loris Karius, which I think is some fantastic business from Liverpool and Michael Edwards, given the state of his career at the moment. Unfortunately, obviously those Champions League mistakes really haven't helped him, especially with pre-season as well, and it's looking like he will never play for Liverpool again. So to get 9.5 million, to double our money, more than double our money on Loris Karius, is a fantastic bit of business from Liverpool, but let's hope that goes through by the time the next episode's out. And for now, we'll move on to the other loanees. It's been a successful week for both Taiwo Awoniyi and Harry Wilson. Awoniyi, of course, out in Belgium playing for Ghent. Meanwhile, Harry Wilson is here in England playing for Frank Lampard at Derby. Awoniyi scored his first goal for the Belgian club as they knocked out Jagiellonia, I think that's how it's pronounced, out of the Europa League qualifying rounds on Thursday. Meanwhile, Wilson got his first assist for Derby County in the Carabao Cup, beating Oldham 2-0. A slight muscle injury kept him out of their game against Millwall on Saturday. He's struggling to bed in a little bit with the new team, the new look Derby under Frank Lampard, but I'm sure that form will come with time, as I said last week. Ben Woodburn, meanwhile, got his first 2 starts for Sheffield, a bit like Bussies for him. He's been waiting a very long time for his first one. 2 came at once. The first came in a 5-4 penalty shootout, lost to Hull in the week in the Cup, but on the bright side, he did score his penalty. The second game on Saturday versus Norwich, but it wasn't a great performance, and he was actually subbed at half-time, so hopefully in the next game he'll be put back into the team and he'll be able to put in a little bit better of a performance. Herbie Kane, down in League One, followed up his impressive start at Doncaster with another good performance to help Rovers make the second round of the Carabao Cup, beating Scunthorpe 2-1. He also played an hour of the League One loss to Burst at the weekend, although his individual performance was very good, and fans are rating him very, very highly down there at Doncaster, so good luck to him over the course of the season. Jamal George made his Tranmere Rovers debut in a 3-1 cup loss to Blackburn, although he couldn't do anything about any of the goals, so a generally good performance from him. The League Two side were comfortably beaten by a team 2 divisions above them in the cup, and I think that's fair enough. Blackburn are a very good side. They're potentially pushing for mid-table in the Championship this season. That's probably what they're aiming for, so fair enough to them that they've managed to get through that tie. Adam Bogdan recovered from his injury to face FC Molde in the Europa League for Hibs. Unfortunately, though, the game didn't go to plan. They were knocked out 4-0 on aggregate, 3-0 on the night, and they were knocked out of Europe. He then picked up another injury and returned to the treatment room and didn't play versus Ross County in the Scottish Premiership this weekend, so I'm not sure whether he'll be back this weekend. I'll give you another update on that injury next week. Staying in Scotland, and the Rangers boys, Ovie Ejaria and Ryan Kent featured heavily as Steven Gerrard continued his unbeaten start as Rangers boss. Last Thursday, they qualified for the final qualifying round of the Europa League before playing Kilmarnock in the Cup on Saturday, winning 3-1. Both players look very bright, very composed on the ball, very dangerous as well going forward, and Gerrard himself is having a big effect on the Rangers fan base. They are believing that they can challenge for trophies this season because of the positivity that he is bringing to the Ibrox, so things seem to be on the up there in Glasgow for them. Now we move on to the youth sides, and not a great week for either of the under-23s or the under-18s. The under-23s drew 1-1 at home to Tottenham at Anfield on Friday. Spurs, though, were down to 10 men after just 2 minutes, but we couldn't take advantage of it, unfortunately. It was a widely recognisable team, including Nat Phillips, Curtis Jones, other under-18s regulars from last season, such as Liam Miller, Bobby Adekanye, Glenn McCauley. They were all featuring for Neil Critchley in this game. They did go ahead before the 15-minute mark through Adekanye, but that was after Adam Lewis missed a penalty in front of the Kop. Tottenham drew level before half-time and overall frustrated Liverpool. They were a very good side, but really, given the fact that they were down to 10 men for the vast majority of the game, we should have beaten them. Up next for Neil Critchley and his under-23s is an away trip to Manchester City, 7:30 on Friday night. And finally, the under-18s lost 3-1 to Manchester United on Saturday morning, with new midfielder Matteo Retaccio making his debut. He's a highly rated American who's arrived from New York this summer. We had the better of the chances in the first half, including one for Retaccio himself, but United got the first goal early in the second half, and despite us equalising pretty soon afterwards, United took their chances and overall took control of the game and won 3-1. Up next is West Brom at home for Barry Luton and his team, 11:30 AM on Saturday. The perfect way to start your weekend before the first team kick-off against Brighton, 5:30 on Saturday night. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the development watch for this week. Thank you very much for watching as always. Do all the usual stuff, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment, follow me on Twitter at bkelly776, and I will see you next week for more development watch. Goodbye.